Erev Tov Rabotai, we're continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Shevuot. We are up to Perek Gimel Mishnah Daled. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'ilui Nishmat, Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev, Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov, Chana bat Miriam, Sason ben Ryan, Yehoshua ben Shifra, Menuchatam began Eden, Amen, and Avdil ben Chaim Nechaim, v'derefua shelemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa, Betoch Shah Chole Yisrael, and Achlama Merav Binyamin Od Zion Chai ben Dvorah. The Mishnah discusses the law for someone who swears not to eat and then eats foods that are either not edible or are prohibited by the Torah. Shevuot shelo ochal, if a person says, I swear that I will not eat, v'achal ochalim she'enan re'uin la'achila, and he then ate foods that are not fit to eat, for example, earth, v'shata mashkin she'enan re'uin l'shtiya, or he drank drinks that are not fit to drink, patur, he is not obligated to bring an offering because consuming such foods and drinks is not considered eating. Shevuot shelo ochal, if a person says, I swear that I will not eat, v'achal nevelot, and he ate nevelot, and nevela is an animal that died without being properly slaughtered. Utrefot, terefot, a terefa is an animal that suffers from one of the 18 fatal defects that will cause it to die within 12 months. Shikatzim, uremasim, shikatzim or remasim, the category of shikatzim includes vermin of various kinds such as worms, snakes, and scorpions, as well as rodents and insects. In this context, that may also refer to all animals that are not kosher. The category of remasim refers to tiny worms and insects that grow inside of fruit or rotting matter. So if a person says, I swear that I will not eat, and he then ate nevelot, terefot, shikatzim, or remasim, chayav, he is obligated to bring an offering because these foods are edible. It is only the Torah that forbade us to eat them. Consuming them is therefore considered eating. Therefore, they are included in his oath not to eat, even though the Torah forbids eating them. Rabbi Shimon poter, but Rabbi Shimon exempts him from having to bring an offering for that very reason. The Torah already forbids us to eat these foods, and an oath does not take effect to forbid something that is already forbidden. There is a general rule that a prohibition cannot take effect upon a pre-existing prohibition, what we call en isur chalal isur. Since a person is already forbidden by the Torah to eat forbidden foods, his oath not to eat cannot take effect on forbidden foods. The rabbis also accept this rule. However, they maintain that the case of our Mishnah is an exception, since the oath not to eat includes permitted foods as well as forbidden ones. Once it takes effect on the permitted foods, it also takes effect on the forbidden ones, what we call isur kolel. Rabbi Shimon does not accept this exception. The Rav thus tells Rabbi Shimon that Halakha does not follow the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. The Mishnah presents a related ruling involving a neder. Amar kona mishti ne'ened im achalti hayom. If a man says, that which my wife benefits from me should be forbidden to her as a konam if I eat today. Konam is a term that can be used to create a neder, a vow. Under Torah law, a person can prohibit other people from having benefit from his own things by means of a neder. Now, what the Mishnah is referring to is his neder was made on condition, if I ate today, then my wife should be forbidden to have benefit from me. Our Mishnah is speaking of benefits that a husband is not obligated to provide his wife. Those things he is obligated to give her, he cannot forbid through a neder. And he had eaten nevelot, trefot, shekatzim or remasim. Arei ishto asura. His wife becomes prohibited to benefit from him. Since these foods are edible, eating them is considered a fulfillment of his condition, if I ate, even though they are forbidden by the Torah. This is true not only according to the rabbis in the earlier part of our Mishnah, but even according to Rabbi Shimon, who says that an oath cannot take effect on something already forbidden by the Torah. Here the question is not whether a prohibition can take effect on something forbidden. It is simply a question of whether the condition, if I ate, has been fulfilled. Rabbi Shimon would therefore agree in this case that the condition has been fulfilled by eating these foods, since they are edible foods, and he ate them. And that is end of Mishnah Daled. The next two Mishnayot explain what types of things can be subject to a Shevuot bitui, an oath of declaration. Mishnah A begins, Echad devarim shel atzmo ve'echad devarim shel acherim. The law of the oath of declaration applies both to matters that relate to himself as well as to matters that relate to others. Ve'echad devarim sheyesh ben mamash ve'echad devarim she'en ben mamash. And it applies both to matters that have substance as well as to matters that do not have substance. Now this phrase has a double meaning. It refers to A, an oath regarding something that is not an action done to something such as sleep, and B, an to an oath regarding something that is meaningless. It does not affect anyone in either a positive or negative way. And the Mishnah gives examples of these categories. It starts with matters relating to others. Ketzad, how so? Amar Shevuot she'eten leish ploni v'shelo eten. A person says, I swear that I will give a gift to a certain person, or that I will not give him a gift. Shenatati v'shelo natati, or he says, I swear that I gave him a gift to a certain person, or that I did not give him a gift. These examples illustrate an oath relating to others in all four cases of the oath of declaration: 2 regarding the future, positive and negative, and 2 regarding the past, positive and negative. The Mishnah gives examples of matters that do not have substance. There are 2 kinds of oaths included in this category. The first kind, she'ishan v'shelo ishan, a person says, I swear that I will sleep or that I will not sleep. She'ashanti v'shelo yashanti, or he says, I swear that I slept or that I did not sleep. Sleep does not involve an action done to something. That's why we say it does not have substance. The second kind, she'ezrok tzeror layam v'shelo ezrok, he says, I swear that I will throw a pebble into the sea, or that I will not throw a pebble into the sea. She'zarakti v'shelo zarakti, or he says that I threw a pebble into the sea, or that I did not throw a pebble into the sea. A pebble is an object, but whether a person throws it or does not throw it into the sea does not affect anyone in any way. Now, the first Mishnah of this chapter stated that a person must bring an offering for an oath of declaration, whether it was in regard to the future or the past. Our Mishnah gives examples of this. The Mishnah will now teach that this is actually the subject of a dispute. Rabbi Yishmael says, "Eno chayav ela al ha'atid lavo." A person is not obligated to bring an offering except for oaths about the future. Shenemar la'ara o le'ti, for it states in the verse that teaches the law of the oath of declaration in Vaikra chapter 5 verse 4. If a person will swear to do harm or to do good, this clearly refers to actions that will be done in the future. Amar lo Rabbi Akiva said to him, Im ken en li ela dvarim sheyesh bahen hara v'atava. If so, that the words of the verse must be taken so literally, then we know also that an offering is brought for matters that have in them harm or good, such as I will not eat or I will eat. Not eating is considered harmful and eating is considered beneficial. Dvarim shen bahen hara v'atava minayin. From where do we know that an offering is brought even for matters that do not have in them harm or good, such as throwing or not throwing a pebble into the sea? No one gains or loses from this action. Yet, Rabbi Yishmael does not dispute that one is required to bring an offering for violating such an oath. He disagrees only about an oath of declaration concerning the past. Amar lo miribuya katuv, Rabbi Yishmael said to him, we know it from an inclusion in the verse. The verse says, to do harm or to do good, anything that a person will declare in an oath. The word anything implies something beyond harm or good, namely things that are neither. Amar lo im riba katuv lekach, riba katuv lekach. Rabbi Akiva said to him, if the verse included oaths that do not involve doing harm or good, then the verse also included oaths concerning the past. The dispute between Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Akiva is based on 2 different approaches to interpreting inclusionary words. It should be noted that the Gemara on page 3b states that Rabbi Yishmael agrees that there is such a thing as an oath of declaration concerning the past. However, in his view, a person does not bring an offering for violating it unintentionally. He agrees that if it is violated intentionally, the person making the oath would receive Malkut. The Rav does tell us that Halacha follows the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.